We all think about going to the doctor when we're sick, but how about when we feel perfectly fine? Just like getting an oil change on our car before there are problems, going to the doctor for preventative health can help identify non-symptomatic issues and help us stay healthy. Joining me now is Dr. Cheryl Jeffries, an internal medicine physician with Baptist Medical Group, to speak to us about preventative health and how we can take advantage of the services offered. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I know you've been here a couple of months now, but tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience as an internal medicine physician.
Well, as an internal medicine physician, my practice focuses on the early detection, the prevention, and treatment of diseases that affect adults, like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and things like that. So I've been here in Pensacola now for 6 months. I practiced in North Carolina for about 20 years prior to moving here, and things are going very well.
Well, great. Yeah. Glad to hear it's going well and that you're enjoying Pensacola as well.
Absolutely.
Well, you mentioned preventative health, and we've always heard, an ounce prevention is worth a pound of cure. Tell us a little, is that a true statement?
Oh, it's absolutely true when it comes to health care. For years, the traditional healthcare system has focused on expensive treatments for disease processes as opposed to prevention. It's much more cost-effective to prevent a disease than it is to treat the long-term sequelae. There are 5 diseases that result in about 80% of our healthcare costs, and many of those diseases can be prevented. Those include heart disease, diabetes, stroke, cancer, and lung disease. And it's just much more cost-effective to try to prevent those diseases than it is to treat them.
Do you find that people are familiar with the concept of preventative health?
Well, I think some of them are, but it's becoming, more popular, and we're putting more emphasis on preventative health now. People are encouraged to do an annual wellness exam, and during those wellness exams, we talk about preventative health issues and what preventative health issues are particular to a particular individual. The recommendations vary based on your age and your gender. And during a wellness exam, it's a wonderful time to go in and talk with your physician about what preventative health issues are important to you.
In general, what are some preventative health measures that might be more appropriate for senior citizens?
Oh, okay. Well, for seniors, on an annual basis, the preventative health measures that are most important are blood pressure screening, height and weight measurement, a measurement of your body mass index, which determines your risk for obesity, generally a diabetes screening, a cholesterol screening, certain screenings for cancers, including a mammography for breast cancer, colonoscopy for colorectal cancer, a digital rectal exam in men and women to look for rectal cancers and prostate cancer. Those are a few. Sometimes an abdominal aortic aneurysm screening in certain populations of men who are at high risk for developing that particular condition. In addition, preventative recommendations also include a review of immunizations that seniors might need to have, such as a pneumonia vaccine, a flu vaccine, or a shingles vaccine. So those are the kinds of things that we talk about in a preventative health exam or wellness exam.
Well, in a wellness exam, how does that differ than, say, going to the doctor when you're not feeling well? Or what does a wellness exam include?
Well, one of the great benefits of the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare as we like to call it, is that now all insurance companies are required to provide an annual wellness exam, including Medicare. And so a wellness exam is generally held on an annual basis, and it's totally separate than your regular routine checkup that you go in for a cold or for a sore throat or to follow up on your diabetes or hypertension. So that time is set aside for you and your physician to review your health history, review your family history, and talk about these preventative health requirements that are particular to your particular situation.
So it's not a time to review, say, your existing conditions. It's really to focus on preventative health.
It's absolutely to focus on preventative health. It's just not time in a regular office visit when you come in for an illness to really focus on those type of things. So this is a special exam. There's no copay for it, and everyone should really start taking advantage of it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, what do you find that people, do they take this information to heart in your experience? What kind of reaction or feedback do you get from people who come in for this type of visit?
Well, I think it's becoming more popular, and people are becoming aware. I think some people don't take advantage of it because they just don't know that it's available. And it is available now, again, with Medicare and with all the commercial health insurance programs. and you just need to call your physician's office and set it up. And when you call and try to set it up, you need to specifically ask for a wellness exam so that appropriate time can be set aside to review all those issues that are pertinent for preventative health.
Is there any information that someone should bring with them, say some history information? You mentioned family histories, or is there, how can they prepare for that?
Oh, well, yeah, that's a very important question. It's always important to bring information about your family history, your disease processes, an immunization record, if you have it, if you know when you had your last flu vaccine or your last pneumonia vaccine, if you know when you last had your mammogram, your pap smear, your last colonoscopy. All that information is very helpful so that you can further plan for the next step in terms of the preventative health
Well, it is flu season. What do you recommend about the different immunizations that you mentioned, the flu, pneumonia, and shingles?
Oh, well, flu vaccine is recommended for everyone. Pneumonia vaccine is recommended for individuals over 60 years of age or for individuals who are at high risk for developing pneumonia, say if you have asthma or chronic lung disease. Pneumovax is the shingles vaccine is recommended for individuals over 60 years of age. The CDC is now recommending that as well.
A lot of good information there. Before we wrap up, though, if you wanted to say something to our viewers to encourage them to make that wellness appointment, what would you say to them?
I would say that it's very important to go ahead and make that wellness appointment. It has been shown that early detection and prevention saves lives and improves quality of life. So it's a benefit that is available to you, and you just really should take advantage of it.
Couldn't have said it any better. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more Coming of Age and a chat about relocation services for seniors.